Hey everybody, my name is Hernandez and I am a Columbia University computer science student here in New York City. As my partner Yousef has already mentioned, I am also a Patrick Medford alumni who graduated just last year. I will be showing you what we've been working on today, and I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to our pitch. We think this has the potential to revolutionize systems all across America. So, this is our login page. It is very easy to use and based on credentials. So if you log in with the student profile, it will take you to a student dashboard. Counselors get taken to counselor dashboards, etc. Here we can see the transcript summary. This is modeled after my real world data from senior year. So you can think about it as like a snapshot into my October senior year. We can see that I was around 90% graduated with zero minimum courses still needed because I already had everything completed. And we can see our counselor messaging dashboard here, where you can send direct messages to your counselor in a very convenient and easy manner. These can also be easily linked to an email, and more counselors can be added very simply. It was built with expansion in mind. We can also see the AI advisor, which is a really strong feature. Here we can see kind of snapshot into our data at the moment, like the class of 2025 and all of that. You can see recommended next courses, but as a senior, I can't really take any next courses, so none are recommended for me. And you also see what gaps you still need to fill in your credit requirements. I needed to fill English. I needed to pass English, pass social studies, and pass physical education before I could actually graduate. Here I'm just showing you a sample of how you can chat with the AI. So this AI is powered by Google's Gemini API, which is a very capable AI system. I asked it, hey, based on my coursework and my transcript, what are some majors that I should consider? And here you can see that my performance in AP Calc, AP Physics, and Comp Sci classes say that I should do engineering. I also want to show the translation capabilities. Here we can easily ask it to please explain this to my parents. And it formats it. I've trained it and prompted it to specifically format in a respectful tone in whatever language you ask it to. It can be Spanish, French, any of the major languages. I think there's over 100 supported with this specific AI model. And then it explains it to its parents, and as a native Spanish speaker, I can confirm it translates very, very well. Also, you can speak to it like any counselor. You can say, sorry, my dad only speaks French, and it automatically knows what to do. I took French for 4 years, so based on what Mr. Browning has taught me, I can confirm that this is accurate French translation. But yeah, you can also ask it, hey, is AP Bio a good fit for me? Or really any question of that you would ask a normal guidance counselor. And it will scan your individual transcript or the student's individual transcript and their data, also their interests, and kind of give them a personalized answer based on all of that. Here we can see that, oh, you've taken chemistry and AP and you're taking AP physics, but for time's sake, let me show you something else. So let's go to what a guidance counselor would see. Here I simulated after my real guidance counselor, Emily Rome. Shout outs to her. Here we can see course requests, student profiles. Don't worry, we'll take everything one step at a time. So, firstly, as I mentioned before, guidance counselors can message both parents and students. Here we can see the current students that are assigned to her. I only added two for testing purposes, and the message that I just sent, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. And let me just send a quick message back. Now, here we can also see the parent threads. You can send messages directly to parents and parents to the guidance counselors for things like, hey, please call me to discuss your son's progress. And it'll send it directly to the parents virtually instantly. It can also be connected to their phone numbers or emails very easily in the future. Here we can see that there are no pending course requests now. We'll get to those in a second, don't you worry. So, let's go to what a freshman who just got added to the district would see. Okay, here we see that they're off track because they're a freshman with zero courses. As a freshman, you should already have some courses. They're also missing a lot of credits that they would need to graduate and have no course data at all. So a graduation risk is raised. They also have an insight as to what courses they should prioritize, like Algebra 1, Earth Science, Health, Phys Ed, and all of that data is sent to their parents and their dashboard. But let me show you the course planner. So all non-senior students, which is why we didn't see on the first one, have a next year planner. As we can see here is planning for the grade 10 because this is a freshman student. You can see all the courses that they can take. I haven't added all of Pat Meds yet, but I'm in the process of it. And the blocked courses. I can't take those because obviously I haven't taken the prerequisites. So let's say I want to take studio art. And let me just add a note like, hey, please approve this for next year. I want to get this credit out of the way. I submit the request and now it's pending. My guidance counselor will see this in her dashboard. Let me show you that really quickly. But first, I just want to show you that it's so easy to send messages and they appear instantly. Everything is hosted on the cloud. So let's go back to the guidance counselor and show you how quickly that message sent. So here, look, you can already see the pending course request. It was basically instant. The guidance counselor can see the student profile to kind of get a quick reminder of who they are and where they stand academically, see any messages that the student might have sent for extra info, and also see the request. Here you can write a quick note and either approve it or deny it. If you approve it, it would send it to their schedule. If you deny it, then nothing happens, but you can work with the student individually to see how it goes. Now, excuse me. Let me show you how to add courses, how easy it is to add courses. So obviously you can add courses manually as a guidance counselor, but that's tedious. So I developed a PDF parser. Basically, you upload a transcript, a PDF file with a transcript in it, and then it automatically extracts all of the data, including the course name, the grade, the credits earned, and it's specifically trained based on the individual district. So this specific model only works with Patchogue Medford PDFs because that's what I trained it on, and it also automatically takes the names and matches them to the course models themselves within the code, not just a string or like a name. For example, AP Calculus PC will return an actual item of AP Calculus PC. Here we can see that after I click Save All Courses, it actually added them to the student profile. And now that student is on track for graduation because they have all of their necessary courses, which obviously wouldn't happen in a real scenario because they're a freshman, but this is just for demonstration purposes. Now, let's show what a parent profile might look like. So if I log into a parent profile to simulate my dad, here, this is connected to my original student, by the way. Here we can see the student's entire dashboard, all of their grades, their transcript, how many credits they have, if they're on progress to graduate, basically all of the main features that the student has. Here we can also see the messages from the guidance counselor, and we can respond very quickly and instantly. Very convenient for parents. You can also have see an AI assistant of their own. Now, the parent AI assistant is even more capable than the student one because not only can it answer questions based on the student, it also has text-to-speech capabilities, which means that it can read text out loud in any language. Here we ask it something in Spanish, saying, "Hey, please explain the academic progress of my kid." And as you can hear, it's speaking in Spanish. As a native Spanish speaker, it speaks fairly naturally, and it gives a very detailed description of the student's academic progress, where they stand, and ensuring that parents always stay in the loop and are able to actually understand what their student is doing. Now, really quick, let me show you the admin page. Now, the admin page is more designed for tech support and for admins at the school. Here, they can easily add courses, like new courses that the school might offer, or add a new teacher, add a new guidance counselor or a new student, or edit any data. Basically, they are given executive control over all data in the server. Here we can see that it's easy to add a course. You can change all the credit values, add any prerequisites based on existing courses already offered at the school, change its subject, make it a core class, which tells the AI and all of the other systems that, hey, this is a core class. It must be taken before a student is allowed to graduate, and giving it whatever name you want. I designed it with utility in mind to make sure that admins are allowed to do anything that they might need to do to fix any issues with data, kind of change things around, because I know that management at schools is very complicated and everything is changing by the day or even by the hour sometimes. So it is very important to have an easy and direct access to the database. Here you can also change graduation requirements, like Patchogue Medford High School requires 3.5 credits of electives. Or you can, oh, I clicked on the right, same one. Or health requirements, like half a credit. So it basically gives direct and efficient access to the database directly. You can also change student values or student data. We haven't made a GPA calculator just yet, but that is in the works in the future. As a college student who's navigating their own things and is the solo developer for this, a lot of features are on the bucket list, but the main features are already added, and we would like to expand on them in the future. Here you can also see a bunch of other data, and basically, that is what the admin page is. Now, I really appreciate you taking the time into listening to our pitch. This entire web app was developed in Python using a specific library called Django. Django is a modern and very capable web development tool for the Python coding language. It is used by many big players in the web development field, like Amazon for their AWS servers, Google for a lot of YouTube stuff, and also Spotify for some of their music providing services on the web. We wanted to ensure that we're using real tried and tested tools that offer solutions that make sure we don't need to reinvent the wheel, like very secure authentication methods for passwords and emails to ensure that our data is actually secure, just like other companies are. Um, in a real world setting, this also allows for very, very convenient and dynamic data. All of our data so far has been stored on an SQL database server. This allows for virtually instantaneous data management. As I showed before, messages are sent basically instantly to guidance counselors, and any changes in data are reflected instantly as well. It allows for the linking of data in a dynamic way, which means that any change to something is reflected with whatever else is connected to it. So let's say you change the prerequisites for Algebra 1. Any course that also requires Algebra 1 is automatically knows that you need the prerequisite for Algebra 1 first. No need for monotonous bookkeeping or long, tedious wait times or waiting for mail to go. Everything is reflected instantly. If a student is calculated to be on a graduation risk, then the parents know instantly. And in a system where over 500 kids can be assigned to one guidance counselor, speed and efficiency is key. So this really does help speed up all of the tedious tasks and sometimes the most important ones for guidance counselors all around the country. Also, this was built with expansion in mind. Since it was built on modern architecture, it is very easy to make new features or new code that users might want to see. And the only limiting factor for us so far has really been time. As the solo software engineer for this project, who's also managing college, it time was a big limiting factor because I not only had to learn the systems from almost scratch, but I had to actually not only implement them but also test them thoroughly to make sure that there weren't any major bugs. So as our company grows, it is very easy to be able to expand our feature set and really make this app as robust and as nice as we possibly can, with a really low overhead cost, which is the best thing about this. Also, it's not only just a project or a company or anything like that. It really is a passion for both of us. We're both children from immigrant parents. And me firsthand, I have seen how hard it can be to really try and get your parents to understand what the heck the American education system is. And it's not their fault. This system is very complicated, and sometimes it's easy to forget that not everybody views it as straightforward as it may seem to us. So, this really does allow for those parents or even students who just maybe entered the country or might have moved from a different district and might not know how to best succeed. And it really will improve quality of life and just overall education on the actual education systems themselves. And we want to make sure that it's as accessible as it can be to really just improve quality of life of everybody involved in a high school setting. So thank you. If you like our vision, please consider supporting us. And I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen to what we have to say. This was a very, very quick, even though I feel like I've been talking for a bit now, very, very surface level approach to ask for our ideas and for our apps. And I have a 30-minute video if you are interested. Also, if you have any questions, I am just a text away from Yousef. I unfortunately could not make it in person, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We really do believe in this idea, and I appreciate everything. Have a great day.